My name is Max, and I am a teacher. I know the teachers in the audience are a bit confused right now. Max, a teacher? Is he trying to mock us right now? Hear me out. I really am a teacher, and these are my students. Look at them. They're adorable. I lead an organization called United Speakers, a program that empowers youth through public speaking. We currently have over 80 enrolled students across 4 cities in Canada, and over 200 youth have been directly impacted by our organization. So, how did we get here? Let's take it back to grade 4, a time where young Max had many fears. I hated the dark. I was scared of our household vacuum, and since I was a bigger kid, the scale was my enemy. However, there was one thing that I was especially scared of: public speaking. I remember my first class presentation. I avoided eye contact with my teacher. Please don't call on me, I thought to myself. My palms were completely soaked. It was dead silence. Shake, 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 shake. The teacher pulls out a small, wrinkled slip of piece of paper. Max, you're up. My stomach sank. I took a deep breath, and I grabbed my cardboard sundial and I walked right up. I stood at the front of the room in my Costco Reeboks and an oversized polo. I remember a wrinkled balloon stuck on the ceiling of that classroom, the smell of the crayons, the brown three-pronged folders. My, my name is Max and my product is the sundial. The kids were whispering, making fun of my stutter, or at least I thought they were. It was grade 4 history class. We were supposed to research a medieval product and present it as if we were in a 15th century market. Funny thing, I actually found my USB stick, where I saved my PowerPoint so I could project on the school smartboard. My slogan for the project was "Let's tell time with the shine." That same history teacher said in a parent-teacher interview, "I recommend that Max should go see a speech therapist. His communication skills are behind and his stuttering is preventing him from achieving success in this class." The world went silent. Just a few seconds ago, I was smiling with my parents at a miniature desk as the teacher applauds my phenomenal creativity. Now, all I can think about is the chatter of the kids in that classroom and the wrinkled balloon stuck on the ceiling. I zone out to my sweaty hands, my shaky legs, my stuttering. As time went on, I slowly grew out of my fears. I went trick-or-treating by myself at night. I realized that the vacuum only sucked up dust, and it eventually got taller and slimmer. I also started to have weekly meetings with a speech therapist. Slide, middle, smooth. Week by week, my stuttering got better. However, I still hated public speaking. In the summer before grade 8, my parents insisted that I try a leadership program. I had to give an icebreaker speech in my second meeting. I decided that I am not going to embarrass myself again, so I practiced. I practiced everywhere, in front of the mirror, the backyard, even in the shower. But I was still terrified to give a speech in front of a bunch of strangers. The day eventually came. My heart was pounding, my hands were shaking, my nose was sweating. But when it was my turn to speak, words slid out of my mouth. I thought to myself, hey, this isn't that bad. And since then, I've looked at public speaking with a different eye. Today, I'm here to answer the question, why is public speaking so scary? Clearly, my grade 4 self would have agreed that giving a class presentation is indeed petrifying. Even as I give this talk, my heart rate is at 104 beats per minute. As much as 77% of the population have some form of presentation-related anxiety. It is so common that it even has its own name, glossophobia. After many hours of teaching others how to overcome this common fear, I've discovered that there are 2 main causes of presentation anxiety. 1, we hate failure. No one wants to make a mistake, and many are overwhelmed by the idea of not succeeding. We feel immense pressure to perform well when there is an audience, especially when there is someone important watching, like a teacher, boss, or mentor. We can't imagine the horrid consequences of messing up. What many don't realize is that we all have different definitions of failure, simply because we have different benchmarks, values, and belief systems. A failure to one person may just be a great learning experience for another. Marty Nemko, a doctor who specializes in educational psychology, mentioned, "In my experience with clients and myself, failure is often not as villainous as claimed. A person can easily survive failure and learn from it, yet in many cases, we are scared of taking that first step." 2. Our internal critic. With a show of hands, who here has had a moment where they doubted themselves? When a little voice pops in the back of their head and says, "I don't think you're capable of doing this. Are you sure you aren't making a mistake?" Your friends in the audience are laughing at you. I call this little critic Minnie. Max, Minnie, are you catching on? Minnie hates a large crowd, and he also is a huge pessimist. Minnie wants you to be perfect, but he knows it's not achievable. Minnie is evil, a villain. His words can easily cripple you on stage, leaving you frozen, stuttering, or shaky. So, how do you deal with your internal critic, your Minnie? What can you do to become fearless on stage? Well, firstly, you need to accept your current relationship with public speaking. Know what you're feeling is okay. And even though you may still feel uncomfortable on stage, that is completely normal. If you approach public speaking with an open mind, you will be able to improve. The next step is to practice. No one is born a great public speaker. All of those great speakers had to start from somewhere. If you put in hard work and constant repetition, you will see results. Try practicing in front of a mirror. It's going to be awkward. Embrace it. Make these uncomfortable situations comfortable. Lastly, you need to relax. A group of Northwestern researchers investigated a couple of public speaking anxiety interventions and discovered that just by taking a few deep breaths, you were actively managing onstage stress. Just by reminding yourself to breathe, you can decrease your heart rate and reduce negative thoughts. As Amy Cuddy emphasizes in a TED Talk on posture, just take 2 minutes before your next evaluative situation and put yourself in a power pose. Put your hands on your hips, get your back straight, and look up. Because we are superheroes. We can use our brains to control our mouths and communicate our unique ideas to inspire others. We have the power to control our internal critic. We are capable of standing in front of a classroom to passionately talk about a history project. We are all different, unfinished, sufficient. I wish grade 4 Max knew just how important it was to keep his head high, because mastering public speaking is much like a balloon. One pinprick, sweaty hands, shaky legs, stuttering. One poke in the right spot and pop, down it goes, back to the pump again. Back to the overthinking, the teeth grating, the self-hating. But what grade 4 Max didn't understand yet is that the first breath is the hardest. The next speech you will have to give is going to sting. From there on out, it's more about sustained effort. It's about practicing. And once you get ready to show your balloon off, stand in front of the classroom with confidence. Thank you.